Alright, hello everyone, welcome back once again to Mania 7 Key World Cup 2026. It's a new week, finals week, new map pool, and definitely top 6 teams are going to bring their gauntlets up to the table to decide who is going to actually getting much near closer to the podium spot there. Yeah, we're actually getting close into the final of the week, at least one more week to decide for that. But this is going to be an interesting one because we have a match between China versus Japan, two close-seeded matches, and I think this brings no question about it. I'm Mifa and I'll be joining alongside Potassium. How's it going?
It's gonna be an exciting weekend. Gonna be, as you said, top 6 teams gonna be deciding who gets to that coveted podium position. Right now, South Korea and Philippines are kind of chilling in the upper bracket. They are very, very glad they don't have to be down here because there are 4 extremely strong teams in the lower bracket right now, and only one of them can make that top 3 position. China versus Japan is going to be so close. I am already calling it here because these two teams, not only are they such high-level teams with all of their players, but they have completely opposite skill sets, which is going to be funny to watch. We're going to have Japan protecting and picking the rice picks, of course, and China on the other side of things going to be absolutely going for the LNs, already seeing the LN1 protect from China coming out.
Yeah, at least, okay, so let me clarify this for a little bit. I think for those people who actually didn't tune in for the finals map we showcase, we didn't get to clarify that the second banning phase will be after the 6th pick has been played. So this is not the prior to the semifinals where the banning phase starts at the 4th pick later. This is going to be at the 6th pick later, which means, let's say, like, these two teams are, like, at 5-1 scoreline, 4-2 scoreline, yada yada. Then, once the 6th pick has been played, then there will be the second banning phase that starts up later on. So, it's going to be much needed careful thinking of strategy on whether or not when to ban, because they have ample time to do so. So, not really that much of an issue later on when you actually having some bans being put throughout, but there's going to be a hell of a matchup there.
I guess a small thing that I'm interested in seeing how these picks and bans have first came out at the start is Japan banning LN4 out of the remaining ones. I would have expected them to ban LN2 right away. That would be their least comfortable out of the LN1s, but I guess the inverse pick of this pool proving to be a little bit too uncomfortable for some of their players. Understandably so, you know that China's going to be destroying all of the LNs in this pool. But it is going to be Japan's first pick. We're going to be going with the new slot of the finals pool here, Rice 7. Going to be the longest one of the pool.
They're trying to outrun the endurance of China right here. This is the pick that is, by all accounts, are not the most difficult, but it's definitely testing a whole lot of loads of skill sets have been tested pretty much.
Oh, absolutely, and it being longer means the individual chokes aren't going to matter quite as much as maintaining the consistently, good level of accuracy throughout the map. We are going to be seeing 3 players, I believe they should be staying on for most, if not all, the maps. Turk, Suzuha, and Butanic going to be the 3 key players of this match. Qingji Ding on the side of China going to be the rice player for that side, and maybe swapped out for some of the other players on the LN picks, but we'll have to see later on. Now, off to a good start, all 4 players.
Intro is pretty uneventful, but once you get to the nitty-gritty of the chart, it gets pretty hectic, just so to speak.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely taking it a bit of a step up here. Finals week now, we're not expecting the crazy accuracies, the crazy full combos to come out. There's going to be fireworks at some point. The question is when and from which side does it begin. For now, everyone getting through these intro patterns well. Some jacks, not going to be phasing anyone yet.
Okay, here comes a little bit of an intermission on this burst here, and there's not even a difference even in 1,000 combo late.
Oh, there's some act drops, but they come from both sides. And we're still within. This is not even... This is like 2-digit score difference right now.
Not even that close.
Oh my god. Well, completely tied. No one flinching so far as we're almost halfway into the map already.
Turk seems kind of flinching on the trails there, dropping to 99.6 almost, and Botanic just pretty much escaped unscathed. The stairs like that is kind of damaging. There's the first miss coming from Japan there. There's a little bit of a lead coming from China, but they need to get the accuracy back on track.
Oh my god, it's 1,000 points. A miss, an entire miss, and all it gives is 1,000 points to China. This is
and it's because back in again.
Close. Oh, it's being dragged back. The accuracy alone is bringing it back to Japan. And Suzuha misses again. Is it going to be another 1,000 point?
Jingjiding 99.2, even within the FC, that's still just about 100,000 there. It's completely negated by the accuracy alone.
2 misses being made up by the accuracy, almost. It is still in China's favor, but you can't call this a lead. Not at all. Might be growing though. That's a 3rd one in a row. Only player so far to have missed, and that's going to give China slowly a bit of a lead as time goes on.
Suzuha cannot afford to drop any more after this, because knowing the lead is a little bit on the China side, but it's not cold touch. Accuracy is a little bit sketchy.
Again. How Japan is clawing it back again. That's 3 misses, almost fully negated. It's about to flick back over to Japan. There goes Jingjiding's full combo.
There it goes. Turks and Botanic are these 2 survivors remaining on this map.
And that was a much bigger... This is the biggest lead we've seen all match. 3,000 points in favor of Japan, but they have to hold on for another quarter of the map. There's a full minute left.
More burst action coming forward. Actually, I'm interested about the ending, because the ending consists of mini jacks, and I think a lot of players should probably have to nail that through. But Jingjiding taking a couple of mistakes here. Now the lead's growing favorably for Japan here. Just about 10k. Botanic missed multiple times actually.
Big miss, big accuracy drop from Botanic. It's only Turks with the full combo now. But overall, this is benefiting Japan. As it's 9,000 points in the lead, they still have that accuracy lead. Importantly, Jingjiding at the end. It's looking like Japan is going to comfortably, well, I can't say comfortably, but they are going to win their first pick.
Turks with the FC on this chart is absolutely insane. Knowing this pick is not the easiest to FC by any means, it's wild. But Japan's first point at just being taken at the last minute.
Yeah, so close for the majority of that map overall. Turks with the full combo, Botanic, I mean, basically tying Turks in score there with the accuracy, with the ratio. But it really comes down to those second players, Suzuha and Jingjiding, getting their own misses at different parts of the map, but Suzuha maintaining that accuracy a bit better is what causes Japan to win. And I mean, it is expected that Japan is going to be favored on the rice picks, so they are going to want to avoid the breakpoints at all costs. Both teams really can't afford breakpoints early on in this match, because it does feel like their own specialties should be very favored towards their team.
I think this is also an interesting case, because I think we failed to mention, because Japan banning LN4, meaning LN inverse being banned, I think it's a decent choice, knowing that all LM picks are starting to blur. It's not even that much of a coordination or release-wise anymore, it's just density, and all of these LM picks are just notably much denser than the last round, so everything for Japan is just density right now.
And we did see, you know, even last week's map pools, last week's statistics, I think a similar thing is going to happen again, where Japan was actually top scored, I think, every single rice map that they played last week. And China, on the other hand, getting some really high scores on all the LN maps as well. So these are 2 specialist teams for sure. Japan was definitely struggling with some of these density picks, some of the LN picks happening last week. Actually, I think LN4 was their best LN pick in the previous weeks. So that's kind of what I was looking at. as interesting
But
in the bands,
yeah.
but it is a much harder map, this one. So something that they might be a little bit too hard for them to accurately hit.
Well, I think it's because China's been most notably known as their LN Wall inverse specialist. I think Japan's banning that is fair enough, knowing that they can, if they can't FC, then why bother? I think China, even though with lacking accuracy, comboing is really what matters. Because finals level, you definitely want to combo everything.
Oh, and speaking of combo, are we seeing Zhangfan coming in from the chat?
Yeah,
here? I think you mentioned earlier Zhangfan. I don't think has played so far, at least in the regular matches. I'm not sure if he played in the qualifiers, but definitely now we're into the finals, late game of the tournament. That is where Zhangfan, or Van Wilder as he's known now, really does shine. Okay,
yeah. So Van Wilder is most likely going to be coming for maybe the first time ever since qualifiers is not included because it's not streamed. But regardless of the performance from like before, he hasn't been shown like in any of the rounds, maybe up until this far. And there you go, Van Wilder is it, and they got the combo specialist going for China.
Yeah, China's late game secret weapon coming in, dropping into the MWC for the first time in finals week, as you do. But this is a player that tends to not have the same level of accuracy in the early game when it comes to these late game combos. And the late game physicality, definitely a really scary China lineup here.
Accuracy might not be the greatest strengths for China, but their ability to combo everything in LNs is definitely what really helps them throughout. And Japan is not only they have to having much better combo ability on LNs, they're gonna have to do that with some level of accuracy as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is not easy to get good accuracy on these. I don't think any player can really afford to focus on their accuracy that much, but right now looking like it's tied. Both teams in the intro here, but plenty of map to go.
It's still just about 1,000. This is the second chart.
We'll see if there's any players slipping up as we get into this one. 2.5 minutes, a lot shorter than the previous one. But going to be punishing if there's a miss. There's a trade.
There's a trade. Ultimately a trade, but Turk's accuracy at a 99.5, Butanic at a 99.1, so that is definitely a clear lead. The Turks actually missing, they're actually gonna lead switch. No, not anymore. No one FCs right now, so China is still at the lead.
One miss for each player. Perfect trades happening across the board. There goes another miss for Butanic. And China's going to slowly get a bigger and bigger lead. Suzuhan Turks trading as well, but this accuracy lead is very strong in China's favor just about.
Suzuhan's accuracy, for some reason, having multiple mistakes, is outpowered Turks.
Oh, actually beating Turks now with Turks dropping an accuracy with the miss. Bad wall,
it's a trade bottom row.
It feels like this lead should be shrinking, but right now more
Not
trades
much.
coming in. It seems to be favoring China overall. 10,000 points now, but with how many misses are happening from both sides here, it's seeming like this could flick back and forth at any moment.
It's just about 12,000, which is not safe, but safer. But it is definitely the accuracy what backs it up, because Japan has none of the 99.3 except for Suzuha. Butanic is at a very flat 99.
Van Wilder clearly beating out Butanic right now. Suzuha does find an extra miss there. No one trading it out, actually. There goes Turks, but it's going to be a clean miss at that. 12,000, 13,000 points as we're into the last few seconds of the map. Is there enough time for anything to happen? It doesn't seem like it, even if there's a miss. China's going to manage to secure their own point.
There's the savior from Van Wilder. There are only 3 slider breaks in total. Not the best accuracy, but definitely what carries is the score of the combo.
Oh, absolutely. The 0 miss. That's why you bring him in, right? The MVP
Savior
on the first map played in the tournament. That is the kind of player that you want in finals and grand finals.
Oh my god. Okay, Spark of Mayhem. Spark of Mayhem is coming in.
Oh, wait. We're gonna. I kind of expected Japan to maybe pick into the Rice 2, perhaps, right away. But
they're gonna neutralize with the heavy guns right away.
EX1, we are going for the hard picks here. Dipping into the EX pool early, and I mean, why not? Japan is a team that has some extraordinary physical capabilities. Not to say that China don't have the same. Turks could definitely keep up with the Japanese players. The question that I have really is, can China's second player, Qing Ding, match what Suzuha and Butanic can put out here?
They're gonna exhaust the stamina for China. I think the most likely game for Japan is just to get every single hard picks being picked. I think they leaving out Korjak is a little bit on the safer side, but neutralizing them very early on is definitely a prudent move.
Definitely is going to be a strategy. I mean, you do say, you know, stamina, but at the very least, Qing Ding does get some break time, but when the LN maps are being played at the least, so there is some rest that can happen between these maps. The other three you can't say the same about, so we'll see how that comes into play later on. But for now, whoa, that's a big team miss from China.
Turks dropping to just under 99 for a brief second.
This map absolutely does not let up at all. Qing Ding finding a miss again. This map is absolutely brutal, non-stop throughout the entire duration. So we can see
already
misses coming
massive lead from Japan.
But right now, all of the misses coming from China's side. There is not a single miss on Japan yet.
Already a massive lead, just a massive 20,000 point lead, even at this first quarter.
Oh, there goes a trade here. Butanic finally dropping the full combo, but it's not going to be enough to dent this score lead. Suzuha does follow.
No FCs there.
They repeatedly traded. And these misses from Butanic are so clean. 99.6. Look at the other side. 98.8 right now for Qing Ding. This is going to grow and grow this lead over time.
You do have to know, because the last quarter is the difficulty spike starts to ramp up, because the speed up is definitely something that people really should have to combo. They do not really have to care about accuracy at that point.
Oh, absolutely. And really, that's China's win condition right now. If they want to come back into this map, they're going to basically have to FC that end section and hope that Japan find a full collapse. Easier said than done, though.
A little bit of intermission, and once we get to that speed up section, everything is starting to go off the rails.
There we go, misses coming on from both Japanese players there, but traded by Turks now. Clean misses across the board, no big collapses yet, it's still 24,000 points. There goes the entire Chinese team. Suzuha trades, but it's not enough, 30,000 points already.
More brief intermissions with these patterns, except it's sped up, so they really need to survive until the end, but the lead is already massive already, just at about 35,000 just about.
Everyone's surviving through this section, and Qing Ding and Suzuha both find a trade, but no other dramas happening here. The last few patterns there.
Except for Butanic, we're actually FC the ending.
Except for Butanic.
12 200s. Are you serious? EX1.
12 200s, absolutely demolishing everyone when it comes to the accuracy. And that's the late game skill that Japan have with their Rice. China going to be looking to come back once again. Japan winning their second point.
More comfortably, I would say, but unfortunately that's the only EX Rice pick. We don't have anything except for maybe the other EX picks, but Japan maybe have something in their sleeve if they want to go to hybrids, but they still have a couple options.
Yeah, I mean, hybrids I don't see anyone touching for a long while. These hybrid picks, I think, are going to be really, really close. Neither team having a strong advantage on that section of the pool. So for now, China's going to be sticking with their strengths. LN2 should be a map that I don't think Japan's going to be super comfortable with. They should be able to play it decently well. But the issue is they're up against China. They're up against one of the strongest LN2 teams in the entire world.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit of a kind of a toss-up, I think, because we've seen Satori from China have been playing from like round 32 and semifinals. I'm kind of wondering if LN1 is not as dense that Satori could play, which I think maybe they probably opting out for swapping Van Wilder in that case. But I think that in this particular case, I feel like the density is warranted enough for Van Wilder to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Satori is one of those players that is really strong LN AC-wise, but when it comes to the harder, more dense finals level, this is when Van Wilder shows up. And we'll see if China manage to win their own pick. They should be decently favored in this one, if all goes to plan for that side. But we'll see if Japan can play upset.
This is long as well, so stamina is definitely what kind of really needed for both teams, really.
Oh, and right now, Japan with early collapses from both players. This accuracy is looking super shaky. We can see they're not very comfortable right out the gate here. 98% for both players, while China's remaining fairly comfortable.
Yeah, well, 99.3 on average, which is crazy because intro is definitely wacky enough to have releases on the side of having coordinated elements like that.
But this is already a strong buffer for China. Gonna be growing with Japan double missing again.
A little bit of a mistake there from Turks. So there's at least even that's already like 30,000 point lead even until the second half of this chart.
Yeah, absolutely. Suzuha actually catching up to that 99% again, so recovering the accuracy, but not quite enough to reach either of the Chinese players.
Suzuha went back to 99 for a brief, but every section is just as dense as this, so you do really need to get the consistency back up.
Yeah, absolutely, and the consistency is definitely more there for China right now. Botanic finding the extra miss. Turks does trade it, but single misses. Oh, double miss there from Turks. Might actually dent this score lead a little bit. It's shrunk down to 24,000 points, but still should be fairly comfortable for China.
Suzuha had the same score as Turks now, and well, I guess they'll miss at the break section, but
you had to mention the name. Oh, there goes Van Wilder's combo, actually.
Yeah, well, at least now, well, low 99s for the China, and Japan's at the one low 99 and the high 98s there.
But the misses just coming in a bit more for Team Japan overall. Botanic finding more misses coming out here. China holding on to their combos more, and it looks like single misses from Turks not going to be enough to affect this score difference.
Yeah, this is pretty much in the clear for China, and knowing the rest of the LN pick should play in their favor, I'm scared to think the outcome of this match would be the one outcome that everybody don't like, would probably never want to have that. Oh boy.
Another MVP performance there from Van Wilder off of the combo. Seeing everyone with a lot of these slider breaks, a lot of these misses, but Van Wilder managing to keep that to a minimum throughout the entire map. And now I think the question for this match, really, looking at how it's gone so far, is will there be a breakpoint?
Maybe not so soon, because there are still some more on the physical side of the pool. Definitely for Japan, at the very least, because looking at the Rise 4 to Rise 6, those are the most physical one and unpredictable. And there you go, Saint Patron, Rise 5.
Now, okay, just to have a note as well, each of these teams get one more pick before the second ban phase comes in, so this is a very important pick for both of them. Japan saying that Rise 5 is the most important one, out of the rest of them. I would have expected them to go for maybe Rise 2, but maybe they're thinking that might be too comfortable for China. We're going for the
Yeah.
ultimate discomfort here, full on technical.
It is not so much of a hard on the technical side, but it's definitely it features definitely some predictable bursts that I think everyone should be able to hit them, but not, at least to not to the right side. Right 6 degree. Right 6 degree is just it's so unpredictable. You might as well just toss a coin.
We'll see how this one goes. 3 minutes long, on, I guess, a little bit of the longer side compared to some of the other picks that we have in the pool here.
Well, let's be real. The pool is all on the longer side, except for maybe a couple of rice picks.
That is true. We got a couple of 2-minute flat songs.
Yeah, Rice 6 one of them. And if you're not misremembering anything.
But yeah, these longer ones definitely going to favor the team that is more comfortable overall with the Rice. Not going to be overly affected by single chokes. This one is, you're going to have to be consistent throughout the entire map to be able to take a point on a map like this.
Yeah, at least, well, actually, it turns out to be the first mistake coming from China there, but at the very least, accuracy is still pretty much intact for both. Yeah, like the top row is having mistakes, but Turk's recovering very, very quickly.
Yeah, Turks didn't really even drop accuracy really with that miss at the start, and it's going to be China with a early accuracy lead.
This is actually kind of interesting to me that, actually, Souza with the second mistake, right there, the full combos are on the bottom row.
Yeah, and even among those, Ding and Turks with some really solid accuracies right now. Souza has to recover the accuracy, is recovering it pretty well, and there goes...
Oh, did I see it? Oh, that's a massive column lock!
Absolutely insane drop on the trill. Such an unfortunate place to mess up. Souza and Botanic both finding misses, but now the battle is in the accuracy. These misses are going to be denting the score lead, but Japan has such a strong accuracy lead now with that miss.
Despite Ding with 98.3, the score lead is not even that big. Column locking on that massive core trill is absolutely devastating.
I mean, the score lead is not that big because China has one miss compared to Japan's, what, like 6? This is like 5 misses difference being made up through the accuracy alone right now for Japan. But the problem is Ding's accuracy is going to be rising throughout this entire rest of the map now. This accuracy lead is going to be slowly being whittled away.
Botanic getting early there, now the score is to even.
Oh my god, it's less than 1,000 points. China is going to slowly claw it back over time as long as they can keep it up, but Ding finds it.
Yeah, the last quarter is what gonna really decide it, because if the core trail wasn't that of a one through, I think this is the one that they're gonna have to focus all the way through.
Oh, the score lead is staying put now at 8,000 points, but this could swing so fast in either direction. Everyone's holding on to the combo now.
Oh, Souza the first mistake. Well, we're reaching on the end of the chart, I feel like. There's a sizable lead for quite a bit.
And Japan
holding
on in the end. But oh my god, look at that graph.
Yeah,
look at
graph.
That
Ding almost failed the core trail because of massive column lock, and if that wasn't a column lock, that could have been China's point. Instantly.
I think that would have been China's point. Yeah, if that, even if Ding still missed, if it was a clean miss, that would have definitely been China's point. That was just, I think, about 14 misses in the span of 1 second, just because of that one trill.
Actually, this time around, Suzuha is matching on the Turks and Bhutanix accuracy. Just maybe holding their ground fairly well in the ratio, but maybe that could have contributed to that score lead. But yeah, now we're entering for the new Ellen slot of the China's pick. Now this is the consistency of an Ellen. This is kind of, I think you can maybe call this a stamina pick, but actually Satori is joining in instead of Red Wild, I feel it. Or maybe Turks, actually.
Well, let's see who joins. I would expect Turks to still be playing, although I guess it also makes sense for Van Wilder to be playing this one. To be fair, Van Wilder has been the MVP of both Ellen maps so far.
Actually, yeah, seeing the chat, I think like Turks doesn't want to play this, so Van Wilder will be the second player for this. I mean, calling Van Wilder the second player is a kind of an oxymoron because Van Wilder has been MVPing every single Ellen picks.
Yep, Van Wilder absolutely one of the main Ellen players for China. Satori as well coming in for this one. This one is, I guess, a little bit more straightforward in the patterning, but definitely much longer, so it requires all that more consistency and stamina throughout the map. When you talk about consistency, this man right here, Van Wilder, coming back into the lobby.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe this time around Van Wilder can get some grasp in accuracy because it really what encapsulates every single Ellen patterns in existence. But the question would be if they can actually just get the like much better accuracy than the first two Ellen picks that we just shown earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this stage of the tournament, finals level, no one is really sharpshooting for the accuracy anymore. You cannot afford to be focusing on ratio in maps like these, so
yeah,
that is why the combo matters even more.
Yeah, I think it's pretty evident from the first pick. So it's no one's gunning for accuracy.
Absolutely.
Much stronger start from the Japan side, I would say.
Satori did drop below 99 for a little bit, but does recover. Everyone's still above 99%, but right now Bhutanix, the difference maker, 99.5.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is also long, so every mistake counts, and Bhutanix is the first one to count there.
Yeah, actually drops that entire accuracy from Bhutanix down to 99 flat. So now, in fact, China's going to be the one with the accuracy lead, with Satori leading the pack now, 99.4. Recovering really well from that intro.
I think the Satori, what really shines, I think it's mostly because of the Ellen walls. I think they recover quite nicely because of the Ellen walls, for the most part.
What, another miss from Bhutanix? Trades at the top as well, Satori and Suzuha.
Once again, Van Wilder is the only one with MC here.
The combo king out here. Holding on to the full combo. Satori is finding repeated misses though. And that's
actually
completely flipped this lead over to Japan's side.
Suzuha has the highest accuracy for one reason or another.
Yeah, and Bhutanix does find that miss as well. This is staying super close between the two teams. Satori's gonna be reaching that 99% once again, gonna be trying to recover the accuracy. Remember, Oh my god, we're having another one of these leads.
Not again.
And individual misses. The thing about it is, even with the mistakes, it's like, what is it doing to the score lead? It's going up to like 1,000 max. We have 2 digit. There's no score lead.
Even the 7-8 course, everyone's not flinching. It's just Van Wilder needs to get a grip on the accuracy, otherwise Suzuha is gonna outact that.
Yeah, I mean, now that it's settling out, Japan do have the higher accuracies on both of their players. 99.2 for both, 99.0 for both of the Chinese players right now, and that's 3,000 points the difference.
It's been a while since we get mistakes here because everyone's at the 4-digit combo now.
Yeah, oh my god, it's so tense. All of these combos are so high. But there's still a third of the map left. Plenty of places to miss on, and 2,000 points. That's not really a lead whatsoever.
Nope, not at all. every single LN wall counts here.
Oh, and there
goes one.
Finding the first miss out of this section. It's not going to be enough for China to take the lead, actually, but it's going to shrink it back to where we were before.
Wait, how Butanic has the same accuracy as Suzuha right now?
His accuracy for Japan are just looking so solid. Even though they're missing super cleanly, and that's really the difference maker so far. 4,000 points, there goes Satori's combo. And there goes Van Waldman's as well!
Missing
in the break section.
Break.
I think that was a full combo up to that point.
Yeah, that should have been Japan's line to miss the break, but apparently not. But Suzuha and Butanic actually, now the combo's reset.
Yeah, both players on Japan missing. Now this is back to 4,000 points, but with how little this lead has been changing over time, it feels weirdly secure for Japan at the moment, unless they find a big breakdown. There goes Butanic, but it's not.
The 7-note courts at the end. The 7-note courts at the end are slowed down, so they need to watch out.
But it's going to be Japan holding on, and this might be the first breakpoint that we see. I just said, will we get a breakpoint at all? Japan answer immediately. They are going to be taking the lead 4-2.
I mean, come on now. One slider break on the break section, Van Wilder. Come on now. You can't do that.
Despite the combo, China were holding some crazy combos throughout that entire map, but it's the accuracy that really comes into play with Japan, the long map benefiting them, and oh my god, yeah, okay, 99 roll for the second ban phase coming in here. Can China roll a 100? That's the question.
Yeah. China has a 1% chance to win that. And
that's how we know it's going to be cinema. They have to do it.
That's very slim. That's very slim.
Oh!
Yeah. Well, almost.
Oh. Okay.
Almost, okay. 95, so this time around, I think Japan has to get the second ban first, and
I mean, Japan
after that will be China.
bans EX2, right? That's the only LN pick they can really go for. Unless they're not feeling one of the hybrids, but I feel like the hybrids might benefit Japan more than the LN. So yeah, EX2 is going to be there. And China gets a Rice ban of choice.
Either they're gonna go with Rice 2 or Rice 1. I don't think they're gonna ban Rice 6 because the unpredictability of it makes it worthwhile for China.
Yeah, I mean, especially looking at how Rice 5 went. You know, some of these unpredictable patterns might benefit China in the end.
Ooh!
Oh, EX3! Okay, leaving all of the Rice picks up. China is deciding to ban away the hard hybrid pick.
That actually makes it a strong statement from China. They are comfortable with all of the Rice picks remaining.
I'm just kind of wondering, would Japan have picked EX3 at some point? Maybe they would, actually, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
Konako time.
Okay, yep. Resublimity. If you remember from last year, we got Agony, which is also by Konako. I think it's because of it comes from the same cloth. It's from the same anime as well. So having this being a core jack pick instead of an LN is funny, but there's the continuity route.
Yeah, I mean, you say it's from the same anime. I'm expecting next year we're going to get Separation Core from the same anime as well by Konako.
Yeah, I guess. That's right, maybe. Maybe 2027, maybe. Note that out.
Yep. Take notes, map pool team. But this one is going to be Japan's Protect, rightfully so, as you've seen them protect the core jack, I think pretty much every week, because they are the core jack team of all time.
Yeah, actually, okay, well, we've seen Suzuha play core jacks for like quarterfinal, at least for semifinals. They're staying with Suzuha, so I'm kind of curious where Rain Lily is. Yeah, even I think they Rain Lily probably can play it as well for the main Rice pick.
I mean, Suzuha did get 997k last week on the Cord Jack. Can't really complain with a score like that. But whether or not you can replicate it for this map is going to be a different story. We'll see if China can keep things close. Because as usual, with Cord Jack maps, I think this point difference is going to be fairly small. So mistakes are going to matter quite a lot here.
I think the main thing about this pick is not because of the patterns. I mean, the patterns are dense throughout. But the main thing is stamina. Because this song is not the TV size. Because this is the first chorus, but the climax repeated twice. So they kind of take the full version, but they cut the middle of it.
And we'll see how we end up. Right now, accuracy looking like it's slightly in favor of Japan, but Turks is in the lead right now. That 99.94 that's giving China a good shot at this accuracy lead as it flicks back and forth.
Butanic, actually Suzuha with the first miss. Butanic actually hitting late for some reason.
And China's actually off to a nice early lead. Both of their players holding on strong. No one matching Turks in the accuracy.
Oh, actually, there's a mistake from Japan. No FCs from Japan, surprisingly.
And this could be China's chance here. Qing Jiding does find a miss. It's going to slowly close this lead right now, but Qing Jiding still ahead of Butanic when it comes to the accuracy. Turk still ahead of Suzuha also.
The question will be if the stamina is going to make them feel the burn.
Yeah, this is only going to get harder and harder as the map goes on. And this point lead actually growing to 10,000 points. There's another miss, but it's traded by Butanic on bottom row.
Okay, there's a little bit more mistake coming from Qing Jiding. Actually, this is kind of dangerous now.
This is very dangerous. This is only 3,000 points. I don't think China can afford another miss. In fact, there goes Butanic as well for Japan. It's stamina traded back and forth.
Inconsistency from Qing Jiding because of the stamina, I feel like.
Oh, and that's a big miss there as well. Down to 9.2. Butanic's recovered the accuracy. Now Japan, at the very end of the map, they're looking to, I don't want to call it steal back this point, but it felt like China was in the driver's seat. As you said, the stamina just running out in the last 30 seconds.
In the last dying seconds, China wasn't able to keep their lead intact. And the question will definitely be answered here. Japan is going to maintain the streak of winning their Cord Jack Protects for the entire 2 years.
Yeah, Butanic with one of the most Cord Jack judgments you can have right here. 0-200s, 550s.
Yeah, the most Cord Jack score of all time. But Turks, on the other hand, 995.
Turks absolutely crushing this map. Almost enough for China to be able to take it, but at the end of the day, if your stamina can't last the full 3 minutes of this map, it is absolutely brutal, this skill set. And Japan now, they're looking at 5-2. China, though, they're going to be able to pick their protect, I should say now. The LN1 still up for them to grab. That should be a very good pick for them.
China is in a little bit of a rust spot, actually. Knowing that LN1 is the last LN pick, they're going to have to pivot to a hybrid later.
They will have to. China's going to have to win pretty much three hybrids. Or actually, not just 3 hybrids, they're going to have to win one of the rice picks as well, because they do have to make back a breakpoint.
This is, at least to Satori's credit, this is not that dense, so I think the release plays a heavy factor in terms of timing, which I think Satori plays in this, not Van Wilder maybe.
And we are going to be seeing Misa as well for Team Japan swapping in for Butanic.
Yeah, actually, no surprises at all at least for Japan. Knowing Misa has been kind of like the LN release coordination type of player, but at least for the finals level, maybe coordination is a little bit too dense for that. So release is kind of lifting that burden for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. This one going to be a short one compared to most of the maps that we've seen here, just over 2 minutes. and one that's going to be very, very difficult to maintain any kind of accuracy. We're not going to be expecting high accuracies at all here. So the comfort is going to be fairly low across the board.
Well, I mean, if you watch the showcase like last week, the replay, I think it was by Deli K, only got like a 98.3 FC, which you really shouldn't care too much about accuracy because combo really what matters here.
I mean, Deli K of all people. Who the hell is getting 99% on this map if he can't?
Well, maybe for one person, at least from the lobby, I guess.
Yeah, Turks is making a good go at it right now. 99.4%. That's giving China the lead in the accuracy.
Well, there's not even that big of a lead, surprisingly, I think. For Misa actually kept up with at least for Satori. And Suzuha matched against Satori. And there's guess I miss. Why does I say that?
Yeah, first miss. Gonna be traded out by Satori though, so one miss apiece for both teams. Still strong accuracy lead. This is a big accuracy right now for China.
How is Turks even gained accuracy on this?
I actually don't know how Turks is still holding this 99.4. There goes the entire Japan team's combo though. Double miss and 20,000 points in the blink of an eye for China. Turks is still... The accuracy's not dropping.
Well, there's a few 200s on the late releases, but that's about it.
99.4. Misa finds another drop there. Feels inconsequential now because we're at the end of the map already. 25,000 points. Going to take a massive collapse for Japan to win this one. It's going to be China looking confident here.
At this point, this is a staggering lead for China, knowing China's is at their peak in terms of LNs, and well,
everyone
Turks
missing
on the
there,
other except for Turks.
My eyes are just at the top left. My eyes are not leaving this position. What's going on here? There's an accuracy drop down to 99.3, but what the hell?
Excuse me.
What are you full comboing this?
Out of all LN picks, Turks decided to FC LN1.
Absolute dominance here. That is why you protect LN1 as Team China. And that might give them a bit of momentum, a bit of confidence going in because they've lost a couple in a row. But now this might be the start of China's comeback if they can win a breakpoint off of Japan now.
Yep. They're still 2 points down. And
wait, how clean is that? That's so clean.
Well, yeah, everyone else had 100. Everyone else had 150 and like 10, 12 misses. On Turk's screen, you get 0. Everything else except 200s. All right, Japan's pick. Maybe in hindsight, maybe Rice 2 and Rice 1 might not be the safest. Actually.
I mean, Japan definitely has already picked out their comfort picks, right? It felt like, you know, Rice 7, EX1, Rice 4, those were the strongest Rice picks for Japan. They're gone now. Rice 1 and 2, I have to imagine China are going to be decent
Rice 2,
of those.
Kairu.
But yeah, this one, I guess, plays into Japan's strengths as well. Japan, a very strong chord stream team themselves. We'll see if China can keep up with this. This one's another short one. So as long as we're not seeing the same level of stamina fall off at the end of the map here, China could definitely contend.
I'm kind of wondering as well because for the last couple of picks, I think Butanic has had some issues on offset, which I think it says a lot about Saint Patron and Resublimity earlier on, which Butanic didn't get that best of an accuracy that he wanted.
Yeah, definitely would have liked a little bit better, but you know who has been tearing up the Rice picks so far? It's been Turks.
This is dense though. This dense chord stream at its finest.
Oh, this is dense, alright. It's 190 BPM, extremely dense. You can see the chords when they come in, and also filled with all of these bracket patterns.
semi-bracketing, even almost turns to full bracketing almost.
Oh yeah, look at some of these chords. We're getting into 5-note chords like full on here.
Yeah, every 1-1 snap has been 4 or 5 note hits.
And there goes Qing Ding early on, finding the first miss. Gonna give Japan a bit of a lead, but the accuracy not too far behind. I think Japan has a little bit of an ac lead, but not by much. One miss is gonna flick this back into China's favor, it seems, but that's gonna be Qing Ding finding a second miss. A big one at that, down below 99%.
Yeah. Qing Ding misread one particular bracket pattern there, and there goes another one, and this is already a solid lead for Japan right now.
Yeah, these misses are super punishing when the density is this high. It's hard to miss cleanly on a map like this, and 25,000 points. Seeming like it's a comfortable Japan lead for now. We still do have half the map left though.
Well, this is just about what you would expect from a Japan pick. Well, there goes one mistake from Zusa, but in comparison to 2 mistakes by Qing Ding, this is pretty much inconsequential.
Fairly clean miss. It's going to shrink the score lead by a little bit, but still 22,000 feels comfortable. And there's not that much of the map left. There goes Qing Ding again. And Suzuha does misread.
Misread a pattern, surprisingly.
But it's looking just fine right now for Japan. They're looking okay to hold on to their pick once again.
Yeah, I think we might be looking at 2 FCs here, Turks and Mutanic. My goodness me, Turks with the MVP with that as well, 5 200s as well.
Turks has been tearing it up. That's a 991k. That is the first 990k we've seen for sure. Wait, no, okay, no, Turks got a 995. Yeah, Turks forgot about Turks getting a 995k.
So, the only FC.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for Saint Patron, massive tragedy for Qing Ding on the core trails, this would have been an entirely different mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like, it's China pretty far down in this match right now, 6-3, Japan on match point, but you do have to remember, it is only 1 breakpoint the difference. There's only been 1 breakpoint this entire match so far. So if China, as long as China are able to win their own picks, they can absolutely come back into this one. They're just going to need 1 breakpoint coming out in the next one. The problem is, what do they pick now? They've got 3 hybrids.
Hybrid 1, Illustrious Drifters. This is the generic hybrids, but it's LN bias, which plays into China's favor, but sketchy.
I mean, you don't really want to be picking Hybrid 2 into Japan, so I guess Hybrid 1 has to be like the lesser of the evils here for China. As you said, LN biased is going to help them a decent amount. They have been overall the better LN team.
But it's also a feel where Van Wilder is going to have to play this, and yeah, knowing Van Wilder in terms of accuracy, it might not be the greatest, but at the same time, to the same credit, maybe the accuracy is detrimental enough to get the score lead over to Japan, knowing the accuracy is much more superior in that case.
Yeah, we'll see. Japan are going to keep with the same players here. And as I said before, when we get to these hybrid picks, it's going to be a lot closer, I think, overall. This is going to be a bit more of a 50-50 than the other skill sets that we've seen so far.
Yep, there you go. Van Wilder it is in. And I'm kind of wondering if Japan's stamina is starting to wear thin after playing like 9 picks. Maybe this is the 10th pick right now, so I'm kind of wondering.
Japan plus Turks going to be in that conversation. I guess Turks did get a break in the middle. So did Butanic, in a way. Souza has been the one that's played every map so far this match.
So does Butanic. And maybe, actually, no, Misa actually played.
Butanic got subbed out for Misa for that one, the LN1.
Yeah, but at the very least, you don't really want to get a break for yourself, because you're going to get cold and maybe you perform worse in that scenario, so It's
Maybe.
the worst. It's lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to say. I feel like for most players, being able to play in peak condition for, an hour straight is always going to be a fairly difficult thing to achieve, especially in a tournament setting.
It's already
But we'll see.
taxing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very taxing no matter what happens, right? But here we go. First hybrid that we're going to be seeing. We'll see if China's able to keep things close. There's an early miss from Suzuha.
Yeah. Early mistake coming from Suzuha, but actually accuracy is still not going upward even, so it's still just about sitting ducks at the under 99.
Turks and Botanic both kind of keeping similar accuracies overall. Van Wilder a bit further behind, but still a little bit of ahead of Suzuha. Suzuha's still trying to increase that accuracy after that early mishap.
Well, I'm very scared about the bracket because otherwise it would really tank your accuracy if you misread once.
Well, there goes Botanic's combo there, dropping the accuracy as well down to 99.4. Suzuha does increase the accuracy over Van Wilder, but the repeated miss again from Botanic. It's going to give China the lead. Turks drops the full combo as well.
And, I mean, I don't really have to mention, but who else?
But it is going to be fairly close. Japan's accuracy is matching that of China's despite the misses. Suzuha and Van Wilder right now with the same accuracy. Botanic a little bit behind Turks, but not far.
I guess it's in the name when you're a combo specialist and you get to combo everything, and that's what Van Wilder does, really.
But still, half of the map left and only 5,000 points. This could go either way for sure.
Yeah, well, accuracy is... China's not their strongest suits here, so Japan maybe can claw their way back in if their accuracy is much more, at least recovering fairly much quicker.
But right now, the problem is Turks on the side of China. Its accuracy from Turks, 99.5, is not being matched by anyone on Japan. That's preventing Japan from getting any kind of accuracy lead.
Okay, we get a little bit of pseudo jack section, and then to burst, which heavily favors Japan, but as you can see right now, it's really not so much of a favoring anyone.
If all the players can handle it just fine, then it's not going to favor either side. It does look like this lead is slowly going to be starting to shrink over time, as this accuracy from Suzuha and Botanic slowly raises up. But back to the LNs.
This favors... Well, Botanic first mistake after for a long while, actually. Suzuha, well, recovering very nice. Well, there he goes. Combo again for 6,000 right there.
This is the third time this match that Mifa's cursed Suzuha, as we're getting repeated misses here. Suzuha missing again, and it's still Van Wilder dropping the full combo just at the very end, but it's done his job in spades here, as it is going to be enough for China to hold on. They have 11,000 points of lead in the last few seconds.
Well, if you can survive with a much longer combo than everyone, that's enough. That's pretty much what Van Wilder says right here.
Absolutely. It is going to be Turks in the end of the day, getting that 980k, the single miss, but the accuracy just dominant across the board. And China are going to stay in this. They're only 2 map wins away from forcing out this tiebreaker. And I think it has to be a strong possibility in the back of all of these players' minds right now.
They're going to have to get a break point, or they're going to have to be eliminated as the top 6 spot. That's the only thing that China has to do. And they're going to have to take a break point from any of the rice picks remaining, I feel like, from Japan.
I mean, you say any of them, there's only 2 left. Which one do Japan go for? Rice 1 or Rice 6? And these are 2 very uncomfortable picks to have to choose.
Rice 1 is maybe a safer option. Rice 6 is just way too volatile.
Both of them feel very volatile. Both of them are like 2 minutes long. They are very short maps, these last 2.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, Rice 6, it's less than 2,000 notes. That might be the first instances where Rice picks have been... the note count has been less than 2,000 that way. And being on the finals level with 2,000 node count, less than 2,000, that says a lot about the patterning.
Yeah, I mean, okay, there is the mythical third option, which is
no! No, they're gonna do that!
6. Okay,
Oh
okay.
no! They're gambling their life on the line here.
It's such an uncomfortable map to watch. It's so volatile, as you said.
2 minutes with less than 2,000 node count. That's just as ominous as you can get.
And if you think back, I mean, Japan has been winning all of these Rise picks so far, but it's been close in a lot of them. If you think back to who's been missing more, some picks China's been missing more, some picks Japan's been missing more. And it's really going to come down to who is going to find that big miss first.
Actually, interesting stat check here. If I remember correctly, in quarterfinals, China picked Rise 6 before. I think it was charted by the same person in Rise 6, and apparently Turks MVP with like 991, I feel like. So maybe they're trying to do that again?
991? Surely not on this one.
No, not on this one for sure, but definitely
No,
they're gonna have to
definitely
outscore everyone in Japan for that matter.
I think this is definitely going to require China to hold on to their combo as much as possible. This is the best opportunity that Japan has to be able to close out this match.
Look, the patterns are so gross and right at the beginning.
That's an early miss from Butanic.
There goes. Once after the LN, all hell breaks loose.
Oh, and these patterns just look so brutal. To be able to hit any miss is going to be massive point swing. There's Suzuha's combo. It's already, look at that, 8,000 points in favor of China, but this could swing back again really quickly. Ching
Jiding and Suzuha trading. The patterns, dude!
Keep things the same overall, but right now the accuracy lead is actually in Japan's favor because of Butanic. Butanic with 99.4 despite the earlier miss.
All things stand, Butanic and Turks are tied. Ching Jiding has 4,000 bet score better than Suzuha, even with lower accuracy.
Wait, how does that even make sense? I think Suzuha's missed a couple times. Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god, this...
There goes the stair! There goes the stair! Watch the staircase! Everyone hits it!
Oh my god, it's 4,000 points. We have a third of the map left. That goes...
Morse code! Suzuha missed out the Morse code!
That is such an impactful miss as well. This is going to grow the lead. 8,000 points in favor of China.
Turks holding on to dear life right here. Butanic has a higher accuracy, but they miss. Now China's on the front foot here.
2 individual misses enough to make it 20,000 points. Suzuha, Butanic, Ching Jiding all missing. Suzuha missing again. What is Turks doing?
Turks with the MVP once again. Rise 6 back-to-back from quarterfinals, and we're here back again. Now the score is 5-6. China took the break point.
How is Turks is FCing all of these Rise picks now?
This is a repeat from quarterfinals, like I said before, and China has a sigh of relief knowing this is their pick now. They're gonna have to pick any of the hybrids here.
There are 2 hybrids left to pick. China have made it through the best opportunity that Japan are going to get to close this out, but that doesn't mean the next pick is going to be easy for China. I think Japan could absolutely still have an opportunity to deny the tiebreaker, because these last 2 hybrids are going to be so up in the air.
There's Faraway Sky, there's Akazu, there's Ghost Girl. Pick your poison, because 2 of the picks are mainly Rice bias, one of them are just Rice, straight up, and one is just unpredictable hybrid. As far as all things stand, it's technical hybrid, and they're gonna go with it.
It has to be hybrid 3. Like, The Rice, I mean, even though China just won a Rice map, you cannot be confident picking Rice against Japan. Rice 1 should be out of the question. Hybrid 2, too Rice focused. But this Hybrid 3, going to be a bit more even ground, and also when it comes to the technical types of picks, we just saw what can happen on a technical pick. China could get through it if they can pull off another performance like they just did on that previous map.
Ding staying in for this? I don't know.
We'll see. Suzuha seeming to just be restarting the game here.
Okay, I think like yeah, I think we probably might get a little bit of a break, most likely, because Suzuha have to redo the setup. I feel like.
Absolutely, seeming like gonna be rebooting the game here. Last 2 maps. Potentially, it could be the last map right here. But absolutely unpredictable. You cannot say from anything that's happened in this match what the outcome would be for this map. You cannot say, if we get there, who is favored in the tiebreaker.
Actually, do you want to hear a hypothetical scenario?
What is this hypothetical scenario, Mifa? I want to hear it.
Okay, so this is a kind of a hear me out situation. If Rice 5 was won by China, this entire thing could have been avoided, and it could have been China's advantage at this point.
Rice 5, the 1 trill, but you cannot focus on those individual mistakes at this point if you're on the side of Team China. Can't be focused on the past, it's all about the present. What is going to happen in this map? This map right here will decide the outcome of the match, maybe. But Japan, again, This is their second chance.
Question is, are they going to get this or not?
What's happened with Suzuha at the start? They're finding early misses.
Oh, that's very, very sketchy. I'm not sure, but apparently Suzuha still staying put without any sort of restart. But regardless, that's a little bit of a lead for China.
Yeah, just by a little bit. Qingjiding does find the miss to trade back that earlier one from Suzuha, but the accuracy is still going to be in favor of China overall. Suzuha is struggling to make that back up, finds another miss at that as well.
I don't think that's a miss. I don't think.
Oh, okay. No, that's a client. Any clienters? No, it seems like these combos are staying put. Suzuha and Qingjiding.
Okay, now that is a miss.
Those are some real misses coming out again.
Those are real miss, but the previous one wasn't, so the lead is gonna stay in favor of China for the time being, and Suzuha having a lot of mistakes here.
Yeah, Suzuha's finding a lot of difficulty now. 98.2, and Butanic follows suit as well with the miss. Turks does drop the full combo.
Ooh.
But this accuracy lead is very, very strong in favor of China right now.
Okay, here comes a little bit of a wackier side of the sections here.
Well, Qingjiding with a big drop down to 98.7. That's going to shrink this lead.
Repeated mistakes again. We get a break, but they're not out of the woods yet.
I mean, Japan is going to require Suzuha to increase this accuracy a bit. 98.2 is just too far behind that of Qingjiding for Japan to really come back in this.
What really decides Hybrid 3 is the last 20 seconds.
God,
and Qingjiding, a mistake like that.
I just saw something crazy on Butanic's screen. 50s and 100s being spammed from that inverse spacebar, but maintains the combo throughout that. 15,000 points now for China. Qingjiding does find a miss, but it's a clean one. This lead is going to be shrinking though. Over time, Suzuha's accuracy is increasing over time now, almost reaching Qingjiding's level, and that's another miss coming out there. Turks misses as well. Wait a second, where's this lead gone?
Butanic made a mistake there. There's a traded out there, but Suzo on the front of the combo here, recovering quite nicely. But again, we still have to get to the last 20 seconds now.
8,000 points in favor of China still, but it's being clawed back over time by Japan. The accuracies are recovering.
Okay. Okay, this section right here, they're gonna have to focus on the jacks. They do not need to care about accuracy at this point.
Suzuha big
Trading.
drops Turks as well,
Okay,
but that's
shield.
gonna benefit Team China at the end.
The jack. Oh, watch these jacks a little bit here. Cheating with a miss. They're gonna do. I think they.
Oh my god! Oh my
China-
god!
China almost bottled it, and there you go. 6-6. We're going to a tiebreaker. Frost Walker being decided who's gonna get the top 4.
That was so... Imagine if there was an extra 50 to 100 notes after that last one there. It felt like there was the opportunity. But China just managing to take it through with that accuracy, and we're going all the way, the full distance. No amount of maps can separate these two teams. We are going to be deciding it with the full 7-minute long tiebreaker in Frostwalker.
China might be at an advantage, I feel like, because knowing they banned the second ban being EX3, they are hiding their kind of at least the stamina portion of the chart. And knowing this is just as difficult as the EX3, and the difficulty spike at the very end is kind of what really separates both of these teams, kind of.
Oh my god. This is going to be absolute cinema. It already is right now.
It is already, and yeah, like the hypothetical scenario that I just mentioned before, China do not need to win that Rise 5, after all.
But Japan still should be in this with a strong shot here. Turks has been absolutely frying so far in this match, but Butanic has been right there to match. Suzuha has not been far behind. And Qing Jiding just then put up a really strong performance on the Hybrid 3. The question is, can China pull this off again on an even harder map, an even longer Hybrid than the previous one?
Yeah, well, we didn't get to see the mini tiebreaker Hybrid, so you're gonna end up with a double length of a mini tiebreaker Hybrid.
Yeah. Oh man, and you can imagine who has the better stamina, because the stamina is going to matter so much.
Each sections are also portioned, and you're gonna have to worry about the difficulty spike at the very end, because it's just screaming Lost Requiem from the ending section.
We might have a bit of a trade happening back and forth throughout the entire things until we get to that end section. All these Rice sections going to be favoring Japan a little bit. All the LN sections favoring China.
Yep, get hyped. This is pick number 13 to end this matchup. Who's gonna get this? China or Japan? Lend your support right now. One of these teams had to be eliminated, and you don't really want to get your favorite team eliminated.
Nerves has to be at an all-time high right now. Everyone out of these gates, these LN patterns finding Qing Jiding being the first victim here.
Suzuha dropping as well. Oh, almost everyone!
Everyone except for Qing Jiding after that initial drop. But it's going to be a bigger drop for Suzuha overall. 98.7 as Turks finds a repeated one.
That's not even a lead even after they missed everyone.
I mean, who would have it any other way, right? It has to be super close in the tiebreaker as well. Butanic does find another miss. It's going to give China a gigantic 900-point lead.
Alright, we got a bit of a 1,000-point lead. We got a. I'm so scared to see.
Oh no, why are we stopping here? Okay, back into it.
Okay, there you go. Oh boy. Okay, Turk's mistake here. Oh,
Repeated miss. 3 in a row.
3 mistake. Lee's gonna go over, but yeah, Lee's gonna go over to Japan. She did miss once there, so the combo is actually on the Japan's favor right now.
Yeah, repeated misses coming out of China. Qing Jining again finding another miss now.
I don't think.
Wait, that was a client one, maybe, perhaps. Hard to tell.
Most likely client. Most likely a client, but yeah, apparently it's still quite a lead for Japan right now. Just about 4,000.
Yeah, this rise section looking strong for Japan so far. Qing Jining does find another miss. 5,000 points just about. No, doesn't quite reach there for Japan.
Okay, most of the LN sections.
Oh, there goes a trade. Butanic misses as well. There goes everyone except for Turks.
Actually, she just... Turks hanging on to the LNs here, but oh no, absolutely everyone on the miss actually with China.
Now all of a sudden, that section favored Japan in the end of things. It's 11,000 points as China are still missing through these LNs. This should be the part that favors China, if anything.
Yeah, this boosted the lead for a lot there for Japan, just now for 5 digits there. But Butanic finding repeated mistakes here. Maybe kind of shove it down to the 4-digit lead now?
Yeah, well, it looks like it's shrinking a little bit, but there goes Qing Jining's combo once again. I think the bigger issue right now for China is the accuracy. Butanic is beating out Turks by a little bit. Trader misses at the bottom row. But Suzuha's also beating out Qing Jining.
Yeah, top row is getting the combo intact here, so it's just pretty much what really decides here because bottom row is struggling pretty harshly here because the hybrid section of this chart of Butanic suffering quite a lot, but Qing Jining also traded out.
Oh, and all of China missing as well. 16,000 points now. The lead is growing.
The rapid transitions are gonna really punishing China so hard here, and now to the 20,000 point of a lead for Japan here.
Bottom row finding the miss. The only player not missing for a good while right now. I don't want to name any names, but Qing Jining finding another miss.
Yeah,
4,000 points.
The core jack section really what tears Qing Jining apart because we've seen Sublimity before. The stamina is just not there. And Suzuha finally breaking the combo for like 4,000 at that point.
A repeated miss, actually 3 misses in a row for Suzuha, but it's traded right back by China. Turks and Qing Jining both finding the misses.
Now it's Butanic's turn to get the really high combo afloat now.
Oh, but misses now coming out of Suzuha and Butanic traded by Qing Jining. Actually, that's a big drop. Qing Jining dropping down to 97% now as Suzuha also drops the accuracy, but it's still going to be Japan in the lead.
Butanic and Turks are pretty much tied, so, but the difference is just about Suzuha and Qing Jining right now.
Yeah, Butanic and Turks, same accuracy, just about, same score as well. You can see just hitting that 610,000 points for both of them.
Yeah, this is what really Japan has set it afloat themselves right now because the transition is ripping China apart with the rapid burst LN walls here.
Yeah, absolutely brutal in that combo, and those come with big accuracy drops as well. As right now, Qing Jining managing to recover back up to the 98%, but that's not going to be enough. He has to catch up to Suzuha's accuracy overall.
Catching up and also with some consistency with combo wise because this section right here is just pretty much all hell breaks loose in terms of LNs. Although there's some mistakes happening on the Japan side, but apparently traded out with Qing Jining with almost all of the Qing Jining's mistakes right here. But everyone having a lot of troubles here.
Yeah, misses across the board. No one managing to hold on to their combos throughout this section. But that's going to be just fine for Japan, who still have this lead. 34,000 points now as we're into the last sections of the map.
Yeah, this core stream is just gonna murder your stamina if it wasn't already, because Qing Jining has to make sure to gamble on these LNs at the last 20 seconds, because I feel like a little bit of the LM wall goes a long way, but the lead is already way too big to garner that attention here.
Yeah, you can see the stamina coming into play. No one is able to hold on to the combos now. All of the combos are just completely shredded constantly. But that is going to be still Japan in the lead.
Japan pretty much in the lead for just about last 30 seconds, and I fear this might be curtains fall for China. Looks like, even though the ending is still there, but 40,000 point of a lead is still quite a lot. You got a desync here, but it's not gonna matter that much.
Bit of a desync, but yeah, you can't imagine this lead going to be swinging back to China's favor in a hurry.
Let's see who handles the ending here, because this ending is really gonna tear everyone apart.
Tearing everyone apart, you say, but Butanic does end up missing. Everyone missing in the end.
Yeah, well, it is Kern's call for China, and looks like China's gonna have to say their goodbyes here for the 7 key journey. End of the line. And Japan's gonna come out victorious against China 7-6 with a score that is absolutely incredible for both sides, really, knowing the tiebreaker is not easy at all.
Oh, the tiebreaker is brutal. The tiebreaker is absolutely insane, and Japan coming out on top, showing that they do have that late game physicality to bring them forward to secure at least top 4, where they will be fighting once again tomorrow to be able to potentially get that podium spot.
Yeah, they're gonna have to wait for whoever wins from Indonesia versus Peru, I feel like, which is also in the lower brackets. So whoever faces next, either Indonesia, maybe they get a rematch for Japan in the quarterfinals, or maybe it's Peru this time. But we'll get to that answer maybe in about like a 1.5 hour, it seems like. Or maybe it's actually for, maybe tomorrow actually, maybe like 4 UTC.
Yeah, I think, is it going to be in 1.5 hours now? I think it is. Or 2.5 hours.
Yep. Yeah, looks like the schedule will be just about, for today at the very least, I think it will be just about 2.5 hours, I would say. So we got one more matchup for, at least for today, for most of us really. So yeah, congratulations to Japan, and commiserations there for China. Get their 07s there out. Incredible journey for China to get there. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to be beaten out by a tiebreaker against Japan. So what we have right now is starting from like just about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. You're gonna have Indonesia versus Peru. Yep, Indonesia versus Peru. And the next one is gonna be the winner's bracket, which is South Korea versus Philippines. In about, I think it's about 4 UTC, which is the most likely schedule from that onward. So that is pretty much it for the schedules. And do you know what else? Do you know what other information for the people out there, maybe for Potassium? Show you would support there.
What is the other information, Nifo?
Yeah, we got OS banners still intact in the OS store right there. So be sure to check out OS store to check out the amazing OS Mania 7 Key World Cup banners for 2026. Amazing artwork, amazing everything as well. You can even purchase multiples of them as well to support your favorite teams as well. Even if they are knocked out of the tournament, you can still do that. You can even purchase even stack them like in your user page if you do so like it. And if your favorite team happen to be winning the 7 Key World Cup 2026, you get to keep the banner for a much longer time, and you get some bragging rights out of it.
Absolutely. Go check those out if you haven't already, because these teams are definitely going to need it. The level, as we've just seen, of this competition is so high right now. But we will be back in about 1.5 hours to determine who is going to be Japan's opponent tomorrow to find out the top 3 of this tournament. You don't want to miss this one here.
Yep, we're not done yet. We still have 1 hour left there. You go take a break and do something else, and you're gonna have to stay tuned for the 15 UTC. This is Mifa and Potassium. We'll be signing off for the day. Stay tuned and take care.